How you doing, YouTube? Underworld 6667 here with Matt Peddle. What place did you come in?
Top 16. We'll say 9.
Alright, and he's playing Infernities. Let's check out his Infernity deck.
Right. 3 copies of Infernity Archfiend. It's obvious. 3 copies of Infernity Necromancer. 2 Infernity Avengers. There's no Beetle in this deck, so you play the 2 Avengers. 2 copies of Mirage. 2 Stygian Street Patrol. This is a new card. Kicks ass in the deck. 1 Dark Grepher.
That's my idea.
1 Armageddon Knight. The Armageddon Knight's used now because you don't always want to pitch the Archfiend from hand. You might want to special summon it with Stygian. So that's there. And 1 Plague Spreader Zombie. Plague Spreader gets you out of cold wave troubles. Alright, moving on to the spells. Foolish Burial. Reinforcement of the army. 1 for 1. Mostly to get Mirage, but you can get Avenger. Remember, you can use this to special summon the monster from hand too to get it out of the hand. Monster Reborn works awesome with Archfiend. The 1 Infernity Launcher. Dark Hole. Giant Trunade to get clear the field so you can have your monsters do what they do. 2 MST for the same reason. And 1 Book of Moon. I ended up cutting the 2nd Book of Moon to make room for something. I don't remember what, but that's why there's only 1. Kind of weird, but I actually liked it a lot. And for the traps, 3 Infernity Inferno to stack your graveyard. 3 Infernity Barrier. In this format, you're going to take a controlled approach a lot more than an OTK approach, so you want the barriers to help you with that. Infernity Break. For a similar reason. Also, remember you can remove things like Inferno and Launcher to use it, and a lot of the time you're going to want to kill monsters that don't use their effects that are going to try to make synchro summons, so having the break over the barrier can actually be very beneficial. 2 Trap Stun. Without Heavy Storm, everyone puts all their traps face down against Infernity, so you want to be able to take them all out with 1 swift blow. Mirror Force and Bottomless Trap Hole. 2 Bottomless Trap Hole, and Torrential Tribute. Those will help keep you alive against aggressive players. Call the Haunted's another special summoning card, and Solemn Judgment.
Alrighty, and now we got extra deck. Let's see if they've got anything different than the normal extra deck.
Alright, we actually now play 3 copies of 100-Eyes Dragon. You need to have 3 copies because if you can copy Mirage twice, that's a free search every time. Because copying Mirage is that you get a new 100 Eyes plus a search. So that's how you get your 3 barriers and Infernity Break if you go through all 3. Stardust Dragon's in there for the 8s, as well as Infernity Doom Dragon. For the 6s, there's Goyo Guardian and Bryonac. One of the 6s has been taken out because without Beetles, you're not going to make 6s. You don't need that many 6s. Allied Justice Catastor, Magical Android, and Stygian Surgeons. Those are your 5s. Mistworm is your 9. 2 copies of Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon. We side into 2 Cyber Dragons and we're expecting a lot of Machina, so you want to make sure you have the 2nd one just in case. And everyone's favorite Colossal Armory Arm combo. If you don't know how the loop works, you find an opponent with a monster bigger than your Colossal fighter, attach Armory Arm to it, and attack your Colossal into it until they lose, because they take burn damage from Armory Arm.
Alright, and last but not least, side deck. The last little bit you're going to be showing us.
Yeah. We have somewhat of a unique side deck. We like to side into beatdown mode is what we call it. And we put in for that Gorz the Emissary of Darkness. 2 Cyber Dragons. 2 Thunder King Rayo. 3 copies of Raiko Lightsworn Hunter. That's going to help clear out monsters for your beatdown and take away those pesky Consecrated Lights or Royal Oppressions. The 2nd Book of Moon. That goes in there because Book of Moon gets a lot better once you start playing your own flip effects. So Raiko's a flip effect, so the other book goes in there. 3 copies of Dust Tornado. With 3 Dust Tornadoes, 2 MSTs, 2 Trap Stuns, you get a lot of back row hate. And that's going to free up space for your Cyber Dragons, Ryos, and Gorz and such to get in there and do their damage. 1 Solemn Warning because I pulled it in my packs. Probably should have been in the main deck over Book of Moon. That might have been a better idea. And 2 Swallow Flip because it's multi-purpose, helps against GB and in the mirror match.
Alright, thanks a lot, Matt Peddle. Now, what did you actually face in your rounds of Swiss?
I played a bunch of Gladiator Beasts and X-Sabers. I thought Gladiator Beasts was going to be a harder matchup, but once you go into beatdown mode, it gets a lot easier. I played one Lightsworn guy and maybe a plant deck, but not a... Oh, and one Machina player as well.
One Machina? So you actually did use those gadgets?
Yeah, I got the Cyber Dragons in there, and yeah, they're
Definitely
very good against Machina.
Now, what would you say this deck has a problem with? What deck would you say would be the hardest matchup?
Well, I lost to Lightsworn. I thought Lightsworn was going to be a hard match, but I killed it in round 9, but then I faced the same opponent again in top 16, and he beat me, so they're really aggressive. If you draw that extra Infernity monster and you can't go off that turn, you're probably not going to last another turn to win. So any deck that's really hyper aggressive like that is a bad matchup for Infernity.
Alright, thanks a lot, Matt. Do you have any shoutouts that you want to do? Anything like that?
Nope, I'm sure you all know about Lil One XX channel and
Dale Bolitos?
Yeah, Dale Bolitos.
Alright, thanks a lot, Matt.
Take care.